Hello everyone, this is Dr. Abhishek Nagaraj from Binary Dentist Academy. Today we are going to learn how to use 3D Slicer software to create hard tissue models or bone models from CT scan DICOM files. In the previous video, we have learned steps on how to open, add data, etc. That is, in the introduction video. Now let us briefly repeat that before we build upon this and create the model. As you have seen, these 4 panels show on the right side of the screen. There is a drop down menu of modules and there is action elements which are present on the left side of the screen. Right? So when we add data, basically we have to select a directory to add and we go to the folder where we have saved the data and select that folder. Right? And say OK. So once the patient files are loaded onto this software, you will notice 3 panels with slices and one 3D viewer which is empty. We'll come to this later. Currently we are seeing 3 panels. Most commonly the red panel has transverse or axial slices that go top to bottom. For this action I am using mouse scroller. The wheel I can scroll up and down to get this option. Otherwise I can just go like this to see the extent of your slices. Right? This is transverse slice or axial slice going top to bottom. In the green panel, usually we see coronal slices that is going from front to back. If you notice, this is the back side and going forward, this is the front side of the patient, right? So this is how it can be seen. Now in the yellow panel, usually we see sagittal slices that is going from left to right. This is going towards extreme left or right and this is left, right? So you can individually increase their size here, bring it back to 4 panel. So if you want to say view 3D viewer, you have to click on this single panel or multi-panel, right? So this is the standard view for any case. So this scan, like any other scan, has hard tissue and soft tissue. You can see multiple layers of soft tissue here and cortical and cancellous bone in hard tissue or bone in this scan. Also some metal objects will be present like a nose ring or an implant or a crown. They usually scatter rays. That makes it difficult for us to understand where exactly the bone limits match, right? So, to get the best CT scan slices, we have a list of requirements. You can get this list or set of CBCT parameters by asking our team or click on the link in description for CBCT parameters. Also, you can watch our videos like good scan versus bad scan, how to share DICOM files, etc., which you can access on our YouTube page. The link is in description. You can further share these videos with your radiology team to get the best results, as in well-fitting surgical guide and well-executed plan thereof. In 3D Slicer software, there are generally 2 methods of converting a CT scan to bone model. One is an easy method, which helps us to screen the CT scan initially to check whether the margins have been covered at the desired location or not. The second is slightly difficult, time-taking method, but it is more helpful in defining thinner bones like pterygoid bones. It is a time-consuming process, but it is unmatched in its efficiency to reproduce the pterygoid area. even better than Blue Sky plan, if I may say so. Now let's do both of these type of segmentations one by one, and then you can decide which one to opt for depending on individual case requirement. Now, coming to the first type or easy method of bone segmentation. Basically, we are going to isolate bone from the CT scan and create a quick 3D bone model to analyze the extent of the scan as well as quality of scan, etc. Now let's go to that. We go to the drop down menu here on top and select segment editor. Add segment. Go to threshold. In threshold we change it here. The lower margin has to be adapted, correct? So if you see at this value, I have a lot of clouding in the CT scan. This means that it is picking up multiple soft tissue elements along with the hard tissue elements. So let's go a little higher up, and you see the difference here. All the cloud has gone and only the bone is remaining in this case. So let's apply this. Once we apply, you could go to show 3D. In show 3D, open this dialog box and you have it. So this is your bone model. Since this is a quick model, I said earlier that the thinner bones, like you see the posterior of palatal area, the pterygoid area, it is all not shown properly. So let us say you want to go for a zygomatic implant. This scan is still good, this model is still good for that. But if you go on the left side, there is a lot of porosity here, right? You can also adjust, go back and adjust what has been done here, or you could go to the higher or the different level of segmentation, which I mentioned as the difficult method, in order to get that thinner bone section. Now in this case, as you see, we have bone readily available in these areas, and if you want to export this model of bone, you have to go here in the drop down, export to files as STL. Don't change the scale. Destination folder, you can change it. I have made it as, let's say, download. Selected folder and export. Now this model is out. If you want to explore further or change this model, you can change the threshold and create a new model, so that we are always sure that this is the best version of model through this method of adjusting threshold. Let's do that. So earlier we had selected 163.35, that was the lower level of threshold. Let us change it to a little lesser, where 97.81 is applied. Once we apply this, there will be a drastic change in the level of clouding, like I showed you earlier, but still the thinner sections of bone are not very well defined. If you notice the palatal region and the pterygoid region and the sinus area, the sinus wall. So here again we are missing the point. So unless it is only for analysis, this type of method is not recommended to create models of zygomatic or pterygoid implants. So we'll go to the next method now, which is a little more time consuming, but it will get the best results for you in terms of bone modeling. Thank you for watching this video. Please continue to the next video in your module to complete seamless learning and certification.